What is up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well today. As you guys can tell by today's video title today, we're gonna be trying out something a little bit different, and today I'm gonna be following a Korean makeup tutorial. I've done a video similar to this a while back, maybe a couple of months ago, where I actually followed a Japanese makeup tutorial and you guys loved that video. In the comments of that video, I did ask you guys what kind of other culture of makeup you would like to see on my face and have me follow. And a lot of you guys suggested Korean makeup. It is very similar to Japanese makeup in my opinion, but there are definitely some different techniques in the Korean makeup that is used, which I'm really excited to try. Also, when I did the Japanese makeup back then, it actually attracted a lot of Japanese followers. So hi guys, welcome. So if there are any Korean viewers watching this video, 안녕하세요, 반갑습니다. I hope I said that right. It's supposed to say hello, welcome. All right, so the tutorial that we're going to be following today is from a Korean YouTuber called Anda. I think that's how you pronounce it. She is absolutely stunning, can I just say, and look at this makeup tutorial that she posted. This was 3 years ago and she has garnered 3 million views on this makeup tutorial alone. So we're going to be using this particular tutorial as a template for the makeup look that I'm going to try and recreate. Okay, so I've zoomed you guys in. I'm just going to put my little hair clips just to make sure my hair is out of my face. Right, we are ready. Let's get to it. Okay, so the first step that she is doing is she is applying a magic cushion foundation. She's using one from a brand called April Skin, which I do not have. So for my cushion foundation, I'm going to be using the Laneige one instead. I love the packaging of this. It seems that she's applying a foundation that's like a few shades lighter than her skin, and to be honest, I'm glad because I've tanned quite a lot recently. I've been outside building my house and it has been very sunny, so I'm definitely looking quite tanned on the face, and this foundation is definitely not going to match that. I mean, look at the difference. Okay, also I have applied a lot. I did not think that it would pick up that much, so I'm just literally going to use that whole bit and try and spread it across my face. She didn't seem to prep her face with any kind of like serum or anything or primer, but I did just apply some cream beforehand, which absorbed into my skin quite well. I have to say, this foundation is pretty flawless. I mean, look at that. I feel like Korean makeup is just unbeatable. They just have the best stuff. I really want to go to Korea and just buy so much makeup. They are just way ahead of the curve when it comes to like the technology, the formulas of their makeup. It's just amazing. I always find it really interesting doing and watching these kinds of videos because different cultures have different beauty standards, and obviously in a lot of countries it's kind of like trendy to be super tanned. That's considered like the beautiful thing. But in places like Korea and Japan, they always love to have their skin quite fair looking. And I think that's really cool because I like the idea of beauty not just being unanimous and bog standard. Everybody in the world should be unique, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder for sure. Okay, so that is my complexion all finished. I love the look of this foundation, honestly. So after that, let's see what she does next. Okay, I really thought that she might be going in with like a concealer or something, but she's going straight into contouring. I'm kind of sad about that because I do have some eye circles that I would have liked to cover with concealer, but we're just gonna glaze over it. So for her contour, she's using a powder one from the brand Too Cool for School. I do not have that particular one, so I'm gonna be using this one from the Roxxsaurus X Revolution collab. This is literally my all-time favorite contour palette, and I know I'm a little bit biased, but that's okay. I'm gonna reach for this shade, which I feel like is very similar to the one that she's using, and she is applying it kind of like over her temple and then the side of her cheek. I definitely normally apply contour on my temple, but I never really just like stop it here. I'm gonna do the other side as well. To be honest, I like the way that looks. It's kind of made my face a little bit more narrow, and actually that's good for me because my widest point of my face is my cheekbones, so I always try to kind of like make it a little bit less. She is now contouring her nose. She uses the same shade and she's kind of starting off in the eye socket like so. She doesn't do like a straight line all the way down, but then she does do a little bit down the side of her nose like this. Definitely gonna have to blend that out a little bit. But what's interesting is that she's not doing the typical button nose kind of contour. I normally apply my nose contour below and above the nose just to kind of give it that button nose shape, which is very, very like trendy and considered beautiful in the UK, but I guess not so much in Korea. So I think that's really interesting. This is definitely my first time just contouring the sides of my nose like this. Interestingly, she then takes the same brush and she starts to apply that bronzer underneath her eye like this and kind of joining it onto the temple. I know that a lot of these techniques that she's using probably look great on like Asian features, but for me, I have Caucasian features, obviously. So doing this technique might actually drag my eyes downwards, which is definitely something I don't want, but we'll see how it looks at the end. She's then actually taking a large, like, angled brush with the contour product, and she's kind of like blending it, almost like a blush. I must say, I have never ever done this technique, so this is really interesting. Next up, she's doing her brows. Of course, I can't use the same one that she is, but I'm just gonna use one that matches my eyebrow color, which is the Revolution one. She seems to just fill in her brows just to make them less sparse, and she's keeping to quite a straight shape, which I definitely don't have. I do have a natural arch, but I'm gonna try and straighten it out as much as I can. Okay, so she's now moving on to the eyes, and it seems that she's using a dark brown eyeshadow first, and she's kind of applying it towards the inner part of her eye first. For my eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using this palette. I'm pretty sure this is from a Chinese brand called Florasis, and this palette is so freaking beautiful. I actually tested this out in a video a while back. Look how freaking stunning the eyeshadows are. I'm gonna be taking this darkest one here first. So it seems that what she's doing is she's applying it right in the inner corner like so, and then she's also using it to kind of line just above the lash line with it as well. She is then continuing to join that line that she has just created and going back onto the eye itself, and kind of creating this shape, which I think is interesting. I've never really done my eye makeup like this. Now, because my eyes are obviously different, I have quite a deep crease. I'm gonna have to make sure that that line is actually going into my crease, otherwise it's gonna look really strange. She then starts to kind of blend that out so it's not so harsh. She's then using a slightly lighter brown, just kind of like in the center, and merging everything together. Next, you wanna make sure that the edges of this whole eyeshadow thing is nice and blended out, so nothing harsh. You basically wanna blend out that top area to create that smoky sort of eye. She's then going in to sort of like the lower lash line, and she's creating a whole new lower lash line. So I'm going a little bit below my lower lash line, and I'm creating that line that kind of connects the two together. Okay, so that is how it's looking so far with just the eyeshadow, and I have to say the difference between the two eyes is mental. This eye looks so much bigger than this one already. I'm really liking these techniques. She's now creating the Ego Sal, I think that's what it's called. It's that chunky little bit of fat right under your eye, and honestly, when I did this with the Japanese makeup look, it looked really strange on me. I'm gonna give it another attempt and see if I can make it look right on my eyes. Okay, I'm literally just gonna go for it. It looks like she created the line kind of towards the outer part of the eye, like so. Is that right? Oh my goodness, the Ego Sal just never looks good on me. It just makes my eyes look really droopy and strange. Honestly, this is giving puppy dog eyes, but we're gonna roll with it. So now that I've done one eye with the eyeshadow, we're now gonna repeat the same thing to the other side and just quickly speed through it. Okay, I am literally giving sad puppy dog eyes. I don't know why, because this looks amazing on her, but on me, it just does not translate the same. It is 100% the Ego Sal lines. I just feel like on my eyes, it does not work. Okay, so now she's moving on to the mascara, and as you can see, she's using a brown mascara, which I sadly do not have, so I'm just gonna use my black Huda Beauty one. I have to say, so far, this eye makeup is making my eyes look like I have pink eye, or like they're irritated or something. I'm hoping it's gonna all pull together when the look is finished though, because right now I be looking crazy. Okay, so the mascara is done. What's the next step? Oh, okay, so she's now going in with an eyeliner. This is really interesting. I've never done my mascara first and then my eyeliner. It seems that she's just creating a really thin wing just on the outer part of the eye. Okay, so that's my eyeliner done. She is now going in with a brown eyeliner this time, and she's creating a sharper line just on that fake lower lash line that she has created. She's kind of like joining it onto her real lash line and then kind of fanning it outwards to create that larger eye kind of shape. Okay, that's how it's looking so far. It is definitely making this whole eye look slightly better with each step. Moving on, she is now using a metal foil pigment. Let's see what she's gonna do with this. Ooh, that is so pretty. She's basically applying it in that little space where the Ego Sal is. And this basically pulls the whole look together. It adds that sparkle in the eye. I love it. So for this, I'm gonna use my very dirty Roxy X Revolution Ride or Die eye palette, I have the perfect shade in here for it. It's the shade Yas, and it's the foiled sort of metallic shade. I think it's very similar to the one that she's using, so I'm just gonna take that on a small brush, and I'm just gonna apply it right there in that gap. The annoying part is that the gap that I have is actually sitting on where my eye creases. So it's probably not gonna give the same effect that hers has, but we're gonna do it anyway. Hang on a minute, I've completely missed a step. Before she applied that eyeshadow, she actually applied a tiny little dot just under her eye as like a beauty mark. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same. I mean, we're following the tutorial to a T, so we might as well. Okay, that looks cute. All right, she's now moving on to blusher. Now, I don't have the blush that she's using, but I have one that's similar in shade. It's from the brand called Milk. I'm gonna be using this shade called Dash, and it's like a very peachy, kind of orangey, pinky sort of blush. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit straight from the bullet, and I'm gonna blend it out with my finger. Okay, I have to say, this look is kind of starting to grow on me. It was looking quite crazy at the start, I'm not gonna lie, especially with the eye look, but now it's looking better and better with each step. Okay, she's really applying it quite high up, almost like blending it into the eye look, which I think is really cool. She's now moving on to highlighter, and she's taking a small brush like this and just applying the highlighter on the tip and bridge of her nose. For the highlighter, I'm going to be using the same contour and highlighter palette as before, and I'm going to be taking a mixture of this shade and this shade. So she literally just applied a little bit on the tip of her nose and the bridge of her nose like this. She then also applied a little bit right in the center of her forehead. I have to say, I have never ever applied highlighter in the center of my forehead like this. She's then also applying it to the bridge of her lip, just like that. And also she's applying a little bit to her chin as well. Also, before we go any further, I just went back on the video and I noticed I missed another vital step quite early on, and that's when she was doing her nose contour. She also actually took the same powder and contoured around her lips. She did like her inner corners. She also did underneath her lip like this. And then she even did above her lip, which I didn't even notice at the time, but yeah, she did like a little bit right there. Okay, and now the very last step is the lips. I'm really excited for this because she is using a very like deep sort of red lipstick. I think I have a pretty close match. The packaging is honestly adorable. I got this from Temu in like a set of lipsticks, and it's got that super nice dark red velvety kind of finish. So she just goes in and applies it right over her lips with no lip liner whatsoever. My lips are a lot smaller than hers, so I don't know how this is gonna look on me, but let's go for it. So once she applies the lipstick, she then goes in with her finger and basically just like blends out the edges to make them nice and fluffy. All right, and that is the finished makeup look. Honestly, I feel like this is a very interesting look for me. I would probably never do my makeup look like this on my own accord. It's just a mixture of very interesting techniques that I would normally not use. It's definitely very different. It's kind of making me look like a doll, which I don't mind. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this look versus my normal look. Do you prefer this, or do you prefer my everyday kind of makeup? I honestly had so much fun recreating Anda's makeup tutorial. Let me know if you guys think I did a good job. I'm gonna take these clips out now so I can do my hair, but yeah, I really like this actually. Do I look like I could join a Korean pop band? Let me know in the comments. I have to say, throughout following this tutorial, I've really enjoyed trying different techniques. Who knows, maybe I'll incorporate a few of the techniques into my makeup. The main technique that I really liked from this tutorial is the placement of the contour and the blusher. I honestly feel like the blush looks so good. I'm still not sure if I suit the underneath eye bag kind of look, the ego sal as they call it. I personally think it doesn't really work with my eye shape, but let me know what you guys think. And also a huge shout out to Anda, the actual creator of this whole video that we've just followed. I'll link her channel in the description. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Mwah.